Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're doing another walk and talk video because you do seem to like them. And they're very informative, particularly for new guys. I mean, this video again is really for newbies because it's about your first year living in Pattaya and what to avoid in that first year. And we're having a walk down Soi 5 Pratamnak, down to the beach. And then the last 10 minutes of the video, I'm taking you to see a show. Now, staying single in Pattaya means you can have enormous variety, anything that you really want. If you compare that to being single in your own country in the West, it's completely different. Because in the West, if you're a little older, if you're sort of around 50 or so, or just up more, which many of you guys will be, you basically don't have much chance of anything. Whereas here in Thailand in Pattaya, there is an abundance. That's the difference. Now, if you haven't yet been to Thailand or Pattaya, then you have no idea what a dramatic difference there is in your social life between nothing in your country and the abundance. I mean, you wouldn't in your wildest dreams imagine what it can be like living here. The only thing you need is money. Now, when you first come to stay here long term, don't make any long-term commitments at all. Don't come to stay with some lady you met on the internet. Don't buy a condo or anything because you don't know for sure how you feel about the place. For the first year at least, you may want to move. And don't get a regular girlfriend moving in with you for the first year at least. Stay free, at least for the first year. Because you don't know how you feel when you live here. It's different to coming here on vacation. You need to get the feel of the place and how you feel about it. It's different to when you're on holiday or vacation. Trust me. Yeah, it is. I can't emphasize enough how important it is when you first come here to stay free, to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and with whom you want to do it, okay? It's so important to stay free at the beginning. Don't get yourself tied up early on with commitments. Don't do what I did many years ago when I came to live here. There was a girl that I met on vacation a few months earlier, and we kept in touch on Skype as it was in those days. And when I came, we got a condo together, and she moved in with me straight away when we arrived. I had no freedom at all. That was when I first came to live here. It was a huge mistake. Don't do that. I mean, she actually turned out to be a real scam artist, funnily enough. Now she's actually married to some poor guy in Wales in Britain. Poor guy, I feel sorry for him. I'm pointing this out, particularly to you guys who are having relationships online with girls. Maybe you've never met them. Maybe you just have an online relationship. And eventually you come here and you come and do the same mistake that I made all those years ago. You go straight in and live with them. Wow, don't do that, okay? Don't do it. Maybe you're afraid of being alone because that's how you're programmed to think in your own country. That's not going to happen in Pattaya. Absolutely, it's not going to happen in Pattaya. Being alone is the last thing you need to worry about here. Now, if you do end up making the same mistake I made, then you'll find that you're not free. You have to consider who you're with all the time. You can't just say, oh, I fancy going to Bangkok, or I fancy going to Hua Hin. Maybe she has a job and is working. I mean, I wouldn't consider a relationship with anyone other than a girl who has a proper regular job. Certainly not a bar girl. So maybe she's working, maybe she's not. If she's not, then why doesn't she have a job? The point I'm making is there's so much to learn about Thailand and Pattaya in particular. So many strange and weird things, by the way, things that they do which uh, you really have problems understanding. Now, having a steady girlfriend will restrict you. It will seriously restrict your freedom to go and do whatever you want to do, go and see whoever you want to see. It's not a good idea at the beginning. Once you learn to live here and how to live here and learn everything, then maybe you can consider it. If you find the right girl to have as a steady girlfriend, but not in the first year. In fact, I would say more than the first year. In fact, one thing to consider about being alone and free is it's less expensive than having a regular girlfriend who you have to contribute toward her family finances, her parents anyway, and maybe a child or two. I've discussed that in a previous video, and you really don't have a choice if you're going to have a regular girlfriend. So not having a regular girlfriend means you don't have that commitment. And if you want to go out for a night anywhere, or you want to go to a gents club, or a bar, or a go-go, or anywhere, you can do, but you just need to control your spending. You can go and spend next to nothing if you really want to be very careful. You have full control over your money when you're single. Yeah. Or when I say single, it doesn't mean you don't have girls like Gix. I mean, you don't have a living girlfriend is what I'm talking about. However, there's a type of girlfriend relationship you can have. I know a couple of guys who do have relationships like this. And that is what you could describe as a dream girlfriend in many ways, who comes over twice a week to your condo, does your laundry, cleans your condo, stays the night, and then leaves you alone for the rest of the week. That is definitely possible here. However, what can happen is that one of these girls will try to become a little bit more and more often, coming and trying to get in your head more and more, and you like her, and you think to yourself, well, she's here 2 or 3 nights a week anyway. It would be more convenient if I just moved her in, and then she's there all the time for my convenience. Yeah. When you look at it, you think, well, it doesn't cost anymore. The rent won't cost anymore. Electricity won't cost anymore. Food hardly would cost anymore. And if you think that's going to change, it won't. So there won't be any more expense. However, one major factor will be affected, and that is your freedom, which you will lose. You can't go seeing other girls if you have a regular girlfriend, a living girlfriend. So really you do need to consider that very strongly before taking that step. I mean, moving her in is easy. What happens in 2 or 3 months when the promotion period is over and you want your freedom back? What happens then? It's not as easy to get her out as it was to get her in. And you have a commitment, really, because you need to then help to finance her to get another room and give her some money, because, you know, she's probably given up everything for you. So you have to do that, really. She needs accommodation and money and things. So don't move her in unless you're very, very sure, you know? I mean, I've talked to guys who really want to be single and remain single, even when they get older. They don't want someone living with them. And the question then comes up, what will you do when you get older? You know, when you're not physically active as much as you are when you're younger. And the answer, especially here in Thailand, is I just hire somebody, hire a housekeeper for only 400 baht a day, which is what you would need to pay. That's nothing, which is about 10 English pound or 12 US dollars a day. It's so cheap. You can hire somebody to do all the housework, take care of the house, take care of the condo, and take care of you and everything that you need, and go shopping and everything. Whereas in the West, something like that will be very expensive. Here, it's very, very cheap to have a housekeeper. But going back to if you were younger, and you're in your prime, you're in your 40s or 50s, then it's quite possible that you can have too much, really, too much. And you could end up going with a different girl every night. It's no problem. The problem is that it costs you money. So if you're a wealthy guy, okay, no problem. But if you're not wealthy and you're on a pension or something, you really have to limit the amount of girls you see, you know. You have to be careful you don't overspend. It's so easy to do that here. And as well as what it costs on a night, you can end up with several girls, and they're all sort of saying, please help me with the rent, please help me with extra food, and a sick buffalo job, you know. So you've got to be very careful with things like that. Anyway, I have a little friend wants to say hello before we go to the show. Okay?
Hi guys, you know that only 50% of you regular viewers are actually subscribed. It's free, and it really helps the channel. Please hit the subscribe button, guys, and don't forget to look below the video at Patreon to see all the Gents Club catwalk videos and the Soy 6 videos.
So that little walk was Soy 5 Pratamnak. This is Soy 4 Pratamnak. It's actually the back of the Asia Hotel. This weekend they had what they called a classic car show. It's just a lot of unusual different cars which you don't normally see. I suppose they are classics in some ways, but you know, things like this and other things. There's quite a lot of interesting stuff. So we'll have a wander around, okay, and you can have a little look. There's a pair of Alfa Romeos. Really nice looking car, this one. And the other one, I don't know if you remember The Graduate. The other one was the one from The Graduate, wasn't it? When Dustin Hoffman was a young student, I think, wasn't he, in The Graduate? Yeah, all right, good movie. And we've got Mercs and MGs and all sorts, and Chevys and things. So we'll just have a little look. Just have a wander down. An old MGA and a TR6 next to it, and then a Chevy, an old Stingray. We'll have a look. Great condition, eh? Isn't it? Beautiful. Looks like new. Oh, Cobras. I wonder if they're original or fiberglass copies. I have no idea. Probably copies. Very nice. Bentley. Very nice. Another stingray. It looks brand new, doesn't it?
Jolloin ne pystyy koko ajan juoksuttamaan ja tuottaa energiaa. Tietämättä itsekin on vähän skeptinen, että onnistuuko se oikeasti tuottamaan riittävästi.
That's pretty old. Not as old as the one on the right, though. Now that's got to be 100 years old, wouldn't you say? Got to be. Beautiful. Okay guys, well thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it was informative and helps you, give you some ideas for when you're living here. And that little show, I just thought I'd throw it in at the end because I just watched it. I thought, why not? You know, it's enjoyable. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, ring the bell and have a look at Patreon. Brilliant videos down there now. Thanks a lot for watching guys. See you in the next video.